I have Pib, Chief.
You don't even ask. Just let her talk. Shreveport Police Chief Ben Raymond is here. Hey, Mr. Ben, welcome back to Kiel. Merry Christmas. Thanks for taking time for us.
Merry Christmas, absolutely.
Chief, we've got a rash. I know this happens every Christmas, but it seems this year it's getting worse because more of us are ordering stuff online of these porch pirates that just think it's okay to pull up in our driveways and walk up to our porch, and I'm going crazy here, and steal our stuff.
Yeah, and you're right. You nailed it on the head. More of us are shopping online. I myself have never been an online shopper until this year. And so I've been, paying particular attention to packages being delivered, when they're being delivered, where they're being delivered in relation to, front door versus back door. So it's something we all need to be aware of.
Let me start here, Chief, because the degree of blatancy, is that a word? It's like they don't even try to hide it. Aaron's got the freeze frame up on the Kiel website. We're going to park in your driveway. We're going to get out of the car. We're going to slowly walk up to your porch.
Knowing you have a camera rolling.
Take your stuff and drive away. What is the increase? How much has that sort of crime increased this year as opposed to previous years?
I don't know the percentage of the increase. I know we're getting a lot more. We're a lot more aware of it because more people are utilizing some type of a camera system, a doorbell camera generally. And so we're getting a lot more of those reports, and we're able to put that information out on our website or the Crime Stoppers website of really good video, showing individuals, showing vehicles. So I don't know, percentage-wise what the increase is, but certainly I think people are becoming more aware of the problem.
Chief, you just made an interesting point because Aaron put up a new security system, cameras, et cetera, probably, 90 days ago or so? Mm-hmm. Is the increased use of that kind of surveillance, is it actually helping? Is it really helping you and your guys do the job and track down some of these bad guys?
Yes, absolutely. No, the cameras have been great. I'd rather prevent crime, and this is in every instance, right? And I've said this before. We would rather be proactive and prevent those packages from being stolen to begin with. But in the instances that they are, the video is great. We put the video out there. Generally, somebody will come forward and say, hey, I recognize that person. Even if it takes Crime Stoppers paying them money to do it, at least we're making arrest on the back end. They're going to spend some time in jail and hopefully think twice before they steal another package, and also put people on alert that, hey, this is happening, and we need to take some precautions to prevent our packages from being taken.
Robert and I got in a little bit of a tiff earlier talking about this because I say if you see a car or truck cruising a neighborhood just kind of looking at houses, police would rather have that information than not. And he says, call in and go, there's a car driving in my neighborhood.
Well, in the sense that do you pick up the phone? Do you call 911 and say, hey, there's a white car driving down the street? Just thought you might want to know. What is the proper protocol?
How much do you want to know?
From a citizen's point of view.
So first of all, I would say don't use 911 in any instance unless it's a true emergency. So a major accident, somebody might be injured. Somebody's breaking into your house or your neighbor's window at that moment. There's an armed robbery in progress. Somebody's been shot. That's a 911 call. Something of, hey, I've lived in this neighborhood for 10 years. I know my neighbor very well. I've never seen this truck before in their driveway. That may be more of a 673-7300 and non-emergency phone call. It's still going to dispatch. It's still going to be responded to by a police officer, but it won't take precedence over what might be a life or death situation.
And you still want those calls. You want those calls, right?
And we do. And I don't even know that I should have used that specific instance. If I've got someone parked in my neighbor's driveway that I don't recognize, that would meet the level of 911 because something might be happening at that moment. But let's go back to a vehicle driving down the street, slowing down and looking at people's houses. Call that in. If it's suspicious to you, we want to know about it. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be able to make a stop because police officers have to base information that's given to us and then determine is there reasonable suspicion or probable cause, which is a little bit of a little legal discussion. But police officers know what to do. But I'd rather you make us aware of it. And it might be that we have information of a particular vehicle that's important from law enforcement perspective, but we haven't quite put out to the public for some reason. And so we get that tip. It might mean more to that police officer than to the general citizen that felt uncomfortable to begin with. So certainly call it in. Just don't use the emergency number if it's not necessary.
suggestions for the thousands of us who are going to order packages over the next couple of days. Give me some tips on how to have it delivered. What can I do to avoid my packages becoming some thugs packages?
Yeah. So first of all, most companies, or a lot of companies, will allow you to choose where you want that delivery. So I always choose backdoor service. I live in the South Highlands area. My driveway extends to my backyard. I prefer packages to be delivered to my back door where they're hidden from view from passerby on the street. It's not always done, even if I check it, but sometimes it has been. You could also ask for signature requests. You have to be there to sign for it. It's a little more difficult for the you as a homeowner or the person requesting that package, because you have to make sure you're home. I always check my emails if I'm expecting packages, and as soon as I get an email that says, hey, package has been delivered, I try to make it to my house, maybe on lunch break. Maybe if I'm going to be working late that day, I run by the house before I stay late. I have parents that live, in the area. I'll get package delivered to their residence because they're retired and they're home more often than I am. Mm-hmm. So that's the option for some. If you know your neighbors well, maybe just ask your neighbors, hey, I'm going to be gone, for an extended period of time. I expect a package. Could you keep an eye on it, or would you mind putting it in your garage? There's a number of things we can do, but I think just everyone being more aware and more vigilant is going to really decrease the number of packages that are taken.